What's up guys, it's Punchy, and it's time to abuse Thundercall's diverse mantras to the absolute limit. You can seriously get free damage off almost any interaction, and it's so much fun. Moving around with a dynamic playstyle is something very cool, and there's something insane we can do with the slept on mantra that many seem to forget. At a base level, lightning clones may seem like one of the worst possible options in the entire game, and yeah, you could say that. Activating this mantra allows you to effectively summon a clone that acts independently and dissolves when dealing damage or taking some hits themselves. There's some interesting stuff you can do to modify the basic lightning clones, but the windup is impossibly long to do in combos, and the payoff, it really isn't that great. Luckily though, this all changes with a single talent. After a small investment cost of both 30 agility and 35 Thundercall, we can unlock a game-changing talent that elevates our clones to the absolute peak of PvP, and yeah, it's unfair. This talent is Static Flash Clone. With this new ability, we near instantly spawn our lightning clone that leaves behind an after image to act as a lasting hitbox that deals damage and is an active threat. Further upon this, a blast spark lets our clone strike lightning down on its disappearance, but there's a few misconceptions about what this actually does. Keep in mind that this does not give the mantra damage when the lightning strikes or when the clone vanishes, it simply acts as a damage buff for the actual clone. So don't worry, it's not giving damage at the end, it's just a visual effect and the damage just increases. Anyway, Static Flash Clone comes out very fast and makes the user fully invulnerable for a few seconds. This is powerful since it grants iframes and lets you act without fear and phase through attacks. It's very easy to pop this mantra to negate any damage thrown at you and ignore it entirely. Also, if you want to remove fall damage, this will work. The damage dealt by Static Flash Clones is pretty good for how fast it is, and it can be modified with every single damage modifier like Song Chant or your Ishin's Ring. These are very good. Thundercall mantras also stun the target, so it keeps them still for a while. Now let me explain the best way to abuse this mantra, because I believe it's one of the best in all of Deepwoken. First off, you can use it to gain iframes to catch your opponent off guard. So, vanishing from sight, you can move around unseen to escape out of parry trades or scary situations, and even sneak attack your opponent after it's ended. With these iframes, you can also effectively use this as a counter attack. Players that slash this clone take the full damage and are punished for simply M1ing, and there's not much they can do to prevent you from countering. Now let's talk about what's overpowered. So Static Flash Clone has a windup of about 0.25 seconds, which is insanely fast. For reference, the average human reaction is 0.25 seconds to about 0.3 seconds, but some people are physically incapable at reacting that fast, so it's a frame to base this off of. Another mantra that also shot very fast was Crystal Lasers, but that was a ranged projectile, and this, it doesn't have travel speed because it's a close range attack. Anyway, you'll want to use this mantra right after parrying your opponent. So players who react when they parry most times cannot react to this mantra and eat the damage, or are just forced to block and take on that posture. Oftentimes I'll use this after parrying and instantly do damage or block break the opponent. You can also just throw out your clone when you think players will be swinging, because it counters them and does insane damage for a very simple action. If you're using this mantra, keep in mind that players that predict when they parry, or essentially just M1 and parry spam without actually reacting, will not be caught off guard, because oftentimes they're already going to be parrying and it's going to counteract this move. I have noticed though, at higher skill levels, this mantra is absolutely insane because people react to your actions and cannot act fast enough to deal with this. It's very similar to Providence Thorns or Prediction, which is almost confirming damage by being in a parry trade. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about lightning clones, because I think some players should give them a second chance. If you want exclusive videos about stuff like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and have a good one. Thanks again, it's Punchin' Time.